If he does a good launch, give him a round of applause. It's gone very crosswind. They have faith in you. So launch the low side early, just to remind. No pressure. So checks, good. Yep. So more walk. Walk up slope as it bounces. If you walk under it a bit more, also gives you more runway. Yep, good. Less with the hands, more with the harness. Energy's along now. Upslope, upslope, upslope. No, you got to go upslope. Every time you look at it, you develop back to doing the same thing. I know you're wanting to film it, but when you look at it there, you step back, which stalled it even more. As it's coming up, you've got to go under the wing. Yep. Yes, yes. That's a good way of phrasing it, I like that. Now that bit of extra wind's dropped off a wee bit. The wind's dropped off a wee bit, but again, taste it into the air. And you've got such a large area up there, you're better up there with an even wind on both wings and level than you are here. So if you can backtrack, the more you can get it up there, the better. Lady with dog, couple on the path. You're okay to go. See the grass moving. Plenty of movement on the grass. Settle. Wee bounce, settle. Wee bounce, keep doing it. Settle, bounce, settle, bounce, because you want to get clear of the snaggy stuff. The more you're pulling it back, the more it's coming into the snags. You don't want to tear it. With the camera, I'm filming anyway. Right, so from there, come back just enough, bring it to join you. Okay. So, even though it doesn't need it, settle. Wait, walk, 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 walk. Yep. See, because it's going round, so now you've got to bounce up and over. So once it's up, you've got to step down slope. So acquire, even though it doesn't need it, settle. Right, and off these, walk, 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 walk. Because you need to get it to drop up. If you stand and look at it, you stand still. Got to kind of up there. We don't have all the snag, so you've got to get up to that bit. At least it's back round. I mean, it's been every flight I've done so far has been top landing, but a lot of the time it's switching to blowing along rather than blowing up. So it's very technical, but. We went halfway up to Lunan, took one look at the water when we got as far as halfway up the coast, went no, headed over to Fife, because up north it's forecast for 25 knots at 1,000 feet, whereas Edinburgh south, 15 knots, much more reasonable. But the direction's a bit... Hey, it's a nice day in Scotland, who cares?
Oh, right, it's not raining yet.
Well, we've had a couple of spits. No, I will agree with that. Long daylight hours, no problem, but the heat in the summer. I mean, I was born in Kenya, I would not like to live there. Freezing at night, roasting during the day. Plus, it's dark and it's light every day, all year round, 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening. 15 minutes from pitch black to full sunlight. No long twilights. No flying at 11 o'clock at night. In the trees? No, no. I'm the guy that retrains pilots.
Oh, right, well, this guy came down in there and that was all ripped to shreds as well. He must have been ripped to shreds because that's really thick brambles.
On the brambles, not the trees anyway.
Right into the brambles.
So did he collapse or did he just drop it?
I don't know, he was just in there and he was trying to get out and trying to pull the... That was when I saw him, I thought, oh, you're joking. I didn't see him actually when he dropped in. But I saw him when he tried to get out.
Well, for 20 years I've been getting abuse from the main sporting body. Not this one, but I fly the only paragliders with aircraft registrations. Licensed to talk to air traffic control, but I get abuse from them. And for 20 years, 75% of my students have been retraining pilots. And when I'm talking to local residents at a lot of the flying sites that the BHPA fly and we fly, almost every time the first thing somebody says to me is, "Oh, I saw somebody crashing last week." There was a guy stopped to chat to me the other day, and the first thing he said was, oh, his brother knows a lot of paraglider pilots, and then he smiled. I thought, okay, he's a search and rescue pilot. I mean, it says it all. Anyway, lovely day for a walk. Well, yeah, the video will be on YouTube in a day or two, so you can say hi to yourself. Will we credit the dog as well? But if you type in Dysart and paragliding, you can see this from the sky. No, you can see what the site looks like from above. Right. Lazy and efficient. Just like that. But yeah, definitely crosswind. No, you're fine there. But it's like St Cyrus. Residents stop and chat to me, and usually the first thing they say is, oh yeah, there was another guy crashed last week. Doesn't matter where you go, you get the same thing. Hello. Coothy dog, aren't you?
Yeah, the border collies can be a wee bit nippy, and it was up here she got attacked twice. I got behind that gate one time, and
but I mean, some of the dogs of these breeds, they're a lot calmer. They don't have anything to prove. Whereas you get the wee dogs can be very yappy and things.
Who's that baby?
Yeah.
No,
that lovely coat.
Because they're weird sometimes. The flight, and of course.
Yep, and they're bred to kind of herd and yeah.
And herd.
And move suddenly.
They move really fast, and suddenly
it
can
spooks.
get another dog. It spooks other dogs, but then they run.
Yep.
The old woman's got two of them and got caught up there, and I put her on the lead.
You're lovely.
And that's about 4 times. Oh, good. Thank goodness I had somebody with me that grabbed the lead, because I couldn't hold her on the lead while one was jumping at her neck.
They're strong dogs. But they do tend, I've known a few folks with them, and they actually tend to be very coothy calm.
Oh,
if they've been brought up.
Yeah. Oh, I rescued her when she was 18 months, because I had a big boy before, which we had from a pup, we got from a breeder, and when he died I was heartbroken. I thought, at that time, all the bad press, devil dogs, this and you've no idea that it's abuse.
It's more to do with the owners. There's one of the very public sites that we fly, we've got permission to fly there. The dogs will either totally ignore you, or after a wee look, or they'll have fun chasing, they'll run up and down, but they're not harassed.
No.
When I'm flying there and there's a load, particularly the older ladies out walking, and they may stop and chat, very careful when we're flying backwards and forward that the shadow for the paraglider doesn't keep passing over them. So you fly slightly in front, slightly behind, and the dogs will ignore you. And the only time you ever get somebody saying, and sometimes it's a gentleman, sometimes it's an older lady saying, "Oh, you're upsetting the dog's fine."
It's
But
you, it's
the owner
it's giving the
vibe,
out.
that's exactly how I phrased it to somebody.
Honestly, it's the vibe
And
that the owner gives out.
Yep.
Like you get
The
walk
vast
along
ma-
and wee dogs, and she gets on great with most of us. I've
Yep.
always kind of kept her off the lead, but I
But-
wouldn't have put her on if I thought
yeah.
it was going to be a problem.
But if the owners are,
Pick up their ducks and they're like that, and they're all,
and then of course the
that's
dogs,
the dogs go, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Plus,
Aye.
the smaller ones tend to be yappy and all the rest of it. Yeah. Whereas you often find that a dog like that, a bigger dog, a working breed dog, I kind of think about it as they don't have anything to prove. They know that they can do their job and they're big, and all the rest of it. Whereas the small dogs are very, But it does tend to be the owners. If the owners are sort of,
I'm just keeping it the road because I thought he's coming down this way, and I thought, well, he's got two of them on the
Yep.
lead. He obviously has got them on the lead for a reason.
Yes.
Maybe, especially when it's open spaces. So I thought,
Yep.
right, rather than put her on the lead, I thought I'll just digress back.
Right, no, she's a big softie, I would say.
Uh,
Very,
well, I
very
thought-
relaxed
well,
looking.
Well, she wasn't like when I first got her. She'd been starved and beaten, and she'd never been outside for 18
Yeah.
months.
Well, we only ever had one dog, Labrador, and when we came back from Kenya, we had a garage up in Strathpeffer, and my mum worked for the vets, and the owner had died. But unfortunately, this is way back in the 60s, and the police had ended up whacking the dog over the head with a chair. So the dog, was okay, it survived, but so we had the dog for a couple of years, but then one day it just nipped, and we were kids then, and Mum didn't take any chances. So the dog was obviously realised it done wrong, but she had to have her put down. We've always had cats since then, but that was a golden lab, and I've always found that if there's a problem with the dog, it's not a problem with the dog, it's a problem with the owners or a previous owner, abuse.
Yeah, abuse. Well, the thing
Yeah.
is with her, and she'd been hammered, so when we first got her, when we went to even
Yeah.
clap her, she'd hit the deck.
Yeah.
If she went outside, just to keep her on a long lead at first, because obviously we didn't know
Yeah.
what her
History.
total background, and
Yeah.
if a leaf moved the wrong way, and she'd actually bypass a bush because she didn't
Yeah.
know what it was.
But eventually, once they've had enough time to
yeah,
be
well,
stable,
2 years because
Yeah.
her stomach was all. She was just
Yeah.
in such a mess.
Yeah.
An arm and a leg, I'll tell you.
she's
Well,
a
36 years
very,
now, so-
very chilled, relaxed looking dog now.
I was just sort of going, what he's doing? Oh, he's put the wrong hand on the market.
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, there's one of the vets I trained, his dog flies with him.
Oh, well.
So actually, literally flies with him.
Flies with him.
So end of the day, dog gets into harness and he flies down off
Well,
the
you
hill.
see all these ones on you see on
YouTube and stuff.
programs and stuff, and you see them on the skateboards and
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
don't you?
There's a well-known, I think it's in Australia, there's a guy trains cats and stuff and it skateboards.
There was a dog like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was America.
And
There was a
surfing.
dog, it was a wee bulldog, and it was going like this,
Yeah.
and the skateboard, and it's
Oh,
I
they love it.
It was absolutely crazy, and you couldn't believe it, and they wondered if it's Cos would be okay.
Yeah.
Cos was perfect, so.
And dogs that go surfing. I've never seen a cat go surfing yet though. That's one thing they don't do.
Well, depends on the breed, I suppose.
Yep. Well, see what that wind's doing now. See if the direction's still. Time for my tea or my lunch. Yeah, it's still very crossed. So give it a wee while, see if the wind direction comes back round. If not, maybe go further up the coast to where the golf course ridge is. It's not ideal, but it does take more of an east. But birds circling round. That was a reverse 360. Oh, again, another 360. We lift the bubble of air there. Now round to yet another one. Well, he's doing the 360 the wrong way. Fast downwind beats next the hill. Right.
Aye.